Dear USA, all nations and 7.9 plus billions of humans, I just want to have this as a generic civil justice sign off. Whatever I want for the civil justice, for I am displaying the USA government errors, public sector errors, private sector errors, and how USA government operations got destroyed, and for displaying the absolute monarchs scandal. I, Vethapriya PROSE, wanted these civil justice to be provided to me. Okay, so I'll just read this sign off so that it will be in all these other sessions. Okay, so for I, Vethapriya PROSE, native Indian tribe, Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, and true owner of USA, and proved USA is Tamil Nadu, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, have highest impasse eligibility to lead USA. I must be the interim leader of USA now is civil justice served. And for I, Vethapriya PROSE, displayed USA government errors and the scandal of absolute monarchs to USA government. I, Vethapriya PROSE, for civil justice as in Holy Bible guidelines. I, Vethapriya PROSE, want United States of America nation to rename Lord Ripon Building in Tamil Nadu, India, after my name Vethapriya is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now is civil justice served. And Pope Francis resigns abruptly now is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, become Supreme Chief Civil Judge for all nations, now is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, become Supreme Chief Family Law and Supreme Chief Children Judge for all nations is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become Global Poverty Relief Medical Director Chief for all nations, to lead and guide World Bank, United Nations organizations, World Health Organizations, Center for Disease Control, Department of Children Families, Department of Health Services, Department of Justice, Department of Revenue, Department of Agriculture, Department of Imports Export, Department of Military in all nations across the globe is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to be the ambassador for all nations, starting with India, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, should get dual citizenship of USA and India now is civil justice served. And thank you all for your time. Take care, my dear fellow mankind. I sure will get civil justice for entire human kingdom in 1 minute. Thank you all for your time. Bye for now. Dear USA, all nations and 7.9 plus billions of humans, I hope we are all on the same page on this regard, on this very, very crucial civil justice sign-off I'm providing for myself. And it is, you all aware of it, right? That it is because of the United States of American nation with fatal negligence created the robocall poverty mandate to I, and that is the deadliest crime. Okay, and because the United States of American nation do not have justice yet, do not have lawyers yet, do not have judge yet, and the year is already 2021. Okay, so what best I can do? I can get civil justice right in front of 193 nations, right in front of 7.9 plus billions of humans, and that should be according to the Holy Bible guidelines only. Okay, so without this overview part of it, because whenever I talk about the overview, you all are laughing, it takes a lot of time, right? So I just want to keep it as short as possible. I will quickly read through this closure, civil justice sign of closure, okay? COVID-19 plague in 193 nations enforced to 7.9 plus billions of humans is $1 trillion scandal. Provided by prostitutes Queen Elizabeth II, Pope Francis, and teams as of February 2021. This moment, the crime is deadliest. So the crime one count is Satan's, alliance Lucifer's, alias devils, alias sex offenders, wild endangered species. Prostitute Republica absolute monarchs is COVID-19 plague, is proved, and created COVID-19 plague in state of Wisconsin, USA is also proved. Prostitute Republica absolute monarchs COVID-19 plague created robocall poverty mandate to I, Vethapriya PROSE on October 2018 is proved. I, Vethapriya PROSE, should get civil justice as in Holy Bible guidelines in front of all nations and entire human kingdom, and civil justice as of February 2021 is prostitute Pope Francis, the COVID-19 plague, or you can even, that's another word, right? Absolute monarchs, the teams, the faces of Pope Francis, must pay tax-free $500,000 trillion direct deposit to my bank account, and Roman province Jesuits orgs of USA in state of Wisconsin, state of Michigan, state of Illinois, state of New York, state of New England, state of Maryland, state of Louisiana, state of California, state of Missouri, state of Oregon must pay $500 trillion times 10 states of Jesuits, and that will be 500 followed by 40 trillion dollars direct deposit to my bank account, and Republican government and Democratic government of USA will provide the needful finance safe transfer process accordingly in next 1 second. And I would like to read the counts of crimes, right? That is how civil justice must be provided. Got it? So on the very basic crime on the state level, the fatal negligence is how many counts? 100 counts of fatal negligence for 50 states, and 50 is one group that comes under the civil law, one group that comes under the criminal law. So total it is 100 counts of fatal negligence. So that is separate. But this crime counts is how many types of crimes they provided to me. It's only, I'm just working on only one set of the crime counts, and there is more sets of crime counts that I have to display, which I will be displaying down the road. So that is why I'm just saying hold that puke, hold the tears of blood, here, because there is more crime. Don't you all want to save those tears? And then, be aware that I am born to take down Pope Francis in ashes. Right? I already nailed on his forehead. So he'll be thrown. Pope Francis will be thrown in volcano only, because there is no time. He cannot even apologize. He cannot explain nothing. Even Queen Elizabeth, the same thing only. And there is no mercy. Sorry. National leaders can fall down in knees before me, and they can ask me to forgive Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth because of their age, right? I will say to the national leaders, please move aside. When I am providing the discipline, please do not interrupt. And it goes same for the supporters of Queen Elizabeth II, the prostitute, Pope Francis, the prostitute, and all the absolute monarchs as well. Islam leaders, there are supporters. There are supporters for United Arab Emirates leaders. There are supporters for Syria leaders. There are supporters for Iran leaders. And already a few years back itself, I gave only 2 options for the supporters of these criminals. I said, either the supporters of Queen Elizabeth, Pope Francis, etc., they can also follow that choo-choo train queue, and like a choo-choo train, they can one by one fall down in the volcano and be gone in ashes. Or they can just keep quiet and can live free with my guidelines. So this is exclusively provided for the supporters of the absolute monarchs, like those foolish people who praise Pope as a god, worship Pope as a god. For those population, I already provided 2 options. Either you can get out of earth along with the Pope in the volcano in ashes, or you are allowed to live free. So the option is, they have to choose the option. Got it? So when I'm providing the discipline, I do not like when it's like more of a parenting discipline, right? So nobody should provide any kind of disturbances, because the discipline itself will discipline all the abusive people to be healed on that spot. That is why discipline also should be in a very excellent process. I will not say a word. I will not even go back after every abusive patient. That's not my job. I will not even lift my cane in my hand. No, that's not my job either. I will have just cane in my hand. That is all for the discipline. Just by seeing me alone, people should get disciplined. Right? That is an excellent discipline. Not out of fear, not out of control, not out of slavery, but out of their own self-realization. They should be walking in the wisdom ways. I will not even say what shame it is to, meaning I don't even want to know what type of abuse, disease, disabled they are being infected with. It can be of any severity. I will bail them out to allow them to live free. Their shame will be taken away. Their guilt will be taken away. They can live free forever. That is how the discipline should be. I will not bother, I will not even waste my time to throw an innocent population in the jail. No, that's not my job. I even will burn all the federal prisons, and I will also burn all the state prisons. I already have designed solutions. I already provide those solutions already. It's just that people just ignored it. Why? Because for their eyesight or for their brain processing, I'm just an average civilian. So I even educated, should I even have to wear a costume for the people to believe that it is who I am? Tell me. I educated the same wisdom to the Department of Justice. So we are all in the same page only. We are all in the same sailing boat of the court of civil law process that's ongoing. Everybody is in the court of law. Nobody can escape the justice process, right? Nobody. It is just one law for all. So nobody can beg. Absolutely nobody can work on to beg for mercy for these people, these absolute monarch status. I will say, if you want to beg, either pay $500,000 trillion or create new brain, or just get out of earth along with them, or you can live free. You choose like that. So that means even at the point of discipline, I know what is wisdom base. I will not enforce civilians to choose wisdom. I'll just say this is the wisdom ways. Foolish ways are shut down, detour. Take only wisdom ways, no matter what. It's okay if you're going to complain, or if you're going to whine, if you're going to say, oh no, this lady is too rude, like that. It's okay. That is only wisdom ways. No other go. You can stand upside down, crawl on the road, roll on the road, cry, walk only in wisdom ways. Period. For next 50,000 years, no other go. Only wisdom paths is available in my governance means. That is a perfect discipline. So when all the foolish gateways are shut down, sealed and shut down by me, what can civilians do? I know you all are laughing. Like children, when they are getting disciplined by the parents, I not even provide that timeout part also. Right? They will, how the children will cry and no other go. They will not understand why parents are providing that healthy parenting. Until when they know the truth, then they will understand, oh my gosh, it was good that the parents stepped in and disciplined me that rightful way, right? So same thing, but in adult mode. Even adults needed guidance, isn't it? Because I already proved how throughout growing up years, generation after generation after generation after generation, every 10 years new generation is produced, right? Every 10 years. Imagine in past 100 years how many 10 years passed. How many generations came, got produced, and generations got lost, right? In that past 100 years alone, how many civilians would have shed blood and prayed to God for justice and died with injustice alone without any help provided to me? So I am just only one civilian talking. I don't know, in entire human life cycle history, nobody would have educated like I am, right? That is why I am that I am. Got it? Of being aware of that, why I am that I am, part of it. Yes, my dear fellow mankind, there needs that little bit of that wisdom processing to understand the wisdom itself. It's a brain processing, healthy brain processing. It's an absolute healthy brain processing. Imagine people were thinking civil justice was signed off, right? And 100 years, I'm just using the very shortest track record, but then the scandal has been of injustice has been going on even before 500 years, like 1000 years, 15th century, 11th century, like that. So that means that many interests must be added, and I will ask only Queen of Elizabeth to puke those. She will die out of heart attack on that spot. So people should have known that they cannot provide injustice. So imagine like how non-medical people, population like you and me, are unaware of whatever doctor says, like a blinded eyes, we'll believe it, right? If doctor says there is a hole in your heart, we'll believe it. When doctor says you have to undergo this kind of a test labs, we believe it. Blindest, because we don't know anything. Because all the medical terms will be like, Greek and Latin. We cannot even understand that. And I don't know about my peers, I cannot even pronounce those medical long terms they use it. It's all created for purpose, right? And they are created to make only shows. They'll not even tell the reality of what exactly is happening. So in the similar way, who fooled the population? That is one part of fooling. So count the fool. Fool count one. It goes like that. Got it? That's how we can add that count, and then only we can derive at how many damages have been done to one human brain. So okay, doctors fooled is fool one count. Okay, Pope Francis could have stopped right there, right? But his love for money, his fanatic love of crown grew day by day. So he and Queen Elizabeth Satans, they never stopped there. It is a colonization process, got it? So that was one crime. Abusing the medical services is just one crime. It is an ocean, isn't it? If you're going to jump into that medical services, it is huge. It's huge, right? One side doctors, one side nurses, one side first responders, one side paramedics, one side ambulance, right? It's law. One side accident trauma, one side surgeon, one side inpatient services, one side outside patient services, one side organ transplant services. It's huge ocean on its standalone. So he destroyed that. Queen Elizabeth and Pope Francis, they just destroyed the entire medical services. Though on the bottom line, on the basic line, foundation line, it is a noble job, right? Noble job means what? They, even before getting into that medical school, they keep their God-given hands on the heart, and they have to pledge because that in entire education processing of the professional courses, medical courses only, it's a very long time because it's complex to learn the human anatomy, right? Brain by head, everything, each and every single cell by cell they have to learn. So for that, to learn the cell by cell itself will take roughly 10 years of time. 5 years of education in the college, 5 years of practicing as a physician assistant, right? Everywhere it's the same. So by the time people get into their well-known doctors, medical care professional, it will take roughly anywhere between 10 to 20 years of time. Their entire precious life will be gone because they have to concentrate. These doctors, it's another tough job. They have to refer book, they have to keep its daily practicing mode, right? But then he never stopped on that alone. At least Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth could have stopped on that part. They destroyed medical services just for tax revenue only. You got it, right? It's a disease also was created only for tax revenue. And even getting disease also, people have to pay for it and get the disease more. Got it? People have to go and see the unfilthy movie and get the disease. People have to go pay to the grocery, pay for alcohol or tobacco and get the disease. People have to eat the genetic modified food, get the disease and then go to doctor. So even the disease life cycle was also created exclusively only for tax mandate. You all got that part with my education. Now, he never stopped. They never stopped with that love for dollars. They never stopped. They want more dollars, more of tax, right? So what best they can do? I already said, Roman Empire is one lawless and one filthiest empire. Roman Empire is the hierarchy. I also provide how all the empires became Roman Empire. Means the previous empire was what? Egypt Empire. Was it really existing? Was it a truth? Is it a lie? Is it a fake? You all might ask. My dear fellow mankind, you all know that Dubai, the Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates crabs, the prostitutes, the male prostitutes, the deadliest venomous poisonous snakes, just not only one poison snake in Islam nation. Be aware of that. They are super cunning. They just hide every single truth to the human being. And I just allocated the death penalty on the spinal cord. They are frozen. Like how we are seeing the state of Texas, the ice got frozen all of a sudden abruptly. Like that, they all got frozen. They cannot move left or right. They cannot ask help from anybody. They are frozen right there. Wherever they are frozen. And I already said they can at least live being aware it is a man, but they just cannot digest the truth that I am the woman. Because women are treated less than a dirt in Asian nations. They cannot tolerate the black skin. They just cannot. So that means whatever the European nations went through in the Germany regime, the Hitler, it's nothing. It's the simplest, very little tiny bit when compared to what the United Arab Emirates, the Islam leaders, crabs did to the humanity. But then it was all hidden. Whatever deadliest venomous crimes they provided to the humanity, it was all shielded. And late leader Germany, Hitler, took all the scapegoating. That is the process of scapegoating. You all aware of what is scapegoating, right? Scapegoating means, let's say in a team of 10 people, okay, then there will be jealous or something like that. Then politics will be created and they want to get rid of that one particular person in the team. And they will work on it. Work on politics. They call it a term called politics, right? Government politics, household politics, like workplace politics, like that. And one find that they will scapegoated and they'll be killed, period. But then, this selfish United Arab Emirate leaders, the prostitutes, after all, they are the poisonous people. They cannot live in the world, but they just hide every single crime they provided to the humanity. They provided a shield, a veil, that nobody knew their real crime. They talk sweetest. If you see those Islam leaders, if they come into the media and they want to talk, they talk very sweetest voice only they'll have. Honey will be bitterest. Can you all see the behavioral patterns of the abusive people? It was going on for long. That means France leader was thinking nobody will crack down the crime of France leader. Sicily Archbishop was thinking nobody can crack down the scandal of Sicily Archbishop. That is a live proof that Roman Catholic is the purest form of Islam and Judaism, because, I was analyzing only. Deep down in the religion by religion. For me, I wanted to figure out why poverty. That is all was my thing. But when I was going and cracking down the puzzle, more truth came and more shattering me in pieces more only. I was wondering why on the earth the Roman Catholic Archbishop also be a co-prince of Andorra and Spain when France is a purest atheism, Judaism, Islam, paganism nation. Boom, I got it. I unsolved that puzzle. So Pope Francis, he never left on that destroying the medical services. He went to he colonized the justice services, and he even destroyed the justice services. Right? Justice, I already said, like the medical world, justice chiefs have their own verbiage. We civilians will say sexual immorality, right? And the justice will say rape. And insurance will say adverse sex. Christian population will say it is sin. And the other people will say it is prostitution. So it's all different terminologies, but it's one and the same only. Because that is how they want to create a colonization. They want to, make the fooling people in a different ways. So their verbiage is so different. And for 500 long years, people have been thinking they got only civil justice. No, mankind. They have been only serving only injustice, according to the Pope Francis Code of Abuse Book of Law, Canon Law. It clearly written in that book and book, punish innocent, right only injustice. And these people are so foolish and innocent, right? They just go by only the book, handbook. Even if the wisest population are telling, hey, no, sign of only justice, they'll not listen. They'll go only by that handbook. What that handbook says, punish innocent. And they will only punish innocent, no matter what. So it is a organized way of Roman Empire, national punishing processing model. It's called crucifixion, slow torture to death. And the pain infliction impacted on the brain cells is highest level for innocent victims of abuse only. And that is the live proof how and why the abusive people can move forward. Can you all see? Worldwide, it's the same pattern only, regardless of ethnicity, nationality, religious belief, skin color, tall or short, black or white, fat or thin, pretty or average Jane, what a Joe, anything, right? Then people are wondering how on the earth the abusive people alone can move easily, why these innocent people are getting stuck up. Means it is because of how the brain processing, that is all. That's a thin layer of difference between how the brain processes for each and every civil mankind. On a generic level, the abusive people can just abuse, they can mock fellow mankind and they can move on as if nothing happened. They can bully fellow mankind and they can move as if nothing happened. But they will not even, they are innocent ones. I already said the abusive patients are also innocent and at fault. The at fault part is what they create a disaster by mocking or bullying or whatever. Innocent part is what? Their brain is not functioning, operating correctly. Otherwise, they would not even bother to mock at the first place, right? So, Pope Francis also destroyed the Department of Justice in pieces. Okay, so that means you should have stopped at least at those two destruction level. He went on, Pope Francis teams went on to destroy even financial services as well, banking sectors as well. Okay, he should have stopped at least destroying all these three levels at least. Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II went on to destroy the insurance services as well. Okay, then how about import exports? How about trading? How about stock exchange? How about bonds? Everything got destroyed. One by one, one by one, one by one, one by one. All in an organized way. And in this kind of a scandal, who were gaining in dollars? It is the absolute monarchs, and then the next layer of national leaders. I already said they were all prostituting for Queen Elizabeth prostitute and Pope Francis prostitute and Islam leaders prostitute only. That included USA national leaders as well. As it clearly written in the Holy Bible, Revelation 18th chapter. So in this part 3 section, 3 sections I provided, right? Section 1 is what? Queen Elizabeth II is a COVID-19 plague. Then session 2, Pope Francis is COVID-19 plague, right? And what is session 3? This thing is all about. Absolute monarchs are the COVID-19 plague. So what will be the 4th session of my civil justice? You all guessed it. And yes, it is what you are thinking of. I am going to ask Queen Elizabeth and Pope Francis and all the Islam leaders to drink the COVID-19 vaccination along with the bottle, the glass bottle, you know, the sharp edges bottle with that aluminum thing. Just like that, they have to drink it. Nobody should help any of these absolute monarchs on how to drink the COVID-19 plague vaccination. And I want Pfizer, Monsanto, BASF, those people only must feed them. That will be super civil justice. And whatever the injections they use for the COVID-19 vaccination, the absolute monarchs must eat that also. They must chew and eat. Like, you know, like how they chew the hard candy slowly, like that. Like that, they have to chew and eat, digest and eat all the injections as well. And finally, for a dessert, I want all, I know you are not laughing. Civil justice should be super stylish, right? In Robo era, like that. We are not in Stone Age era. We are not in Caveman era. Governments can never fool population, and I educated that right now, right? So for dessert, they'll be eating those, drinking those vaccinations, right? And then the people, Europeans, they love to have dessert. And for dessert, my civil justices, Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis crap, and all these Islam leaders, they have to chew slowly, in a slow motion way only. They have to eat and digest each and every single type of COVID-19 mask. Right in front of all nations only they have to eat before they will be gone in ashes in volcano in Hawaii. And I want Dr. Brinch and Dr. Fauci to kneel down in front of all nations and just watch the absolute monarchs eating the mask. Because they were the ones who were providing the advertising for marketing and sales, right? And that is how the evil retailers also became rich in this 2020 year alone, just by selling only masks alone, right? So I provide civil justice my way only. Walmart and Amazon and all, they will stand far off and they will watch how Queen Elizabeth is eating the COVID-19 mask. That is a task. I do not want Walmart or Amazon to puke pus or worms. All tasks they have to just coolest way, just stand far off and just watch how Queen Elizabeth II, Pope Francis eats, chewing the mask and eating. That is a task for them. That's all. And I get $500,000 trillion direct deposited to my bank, my way. I never asked for COVID-19 plague scam. If Queen Elizabeth II wanted to create COVID-19 scam just because I filed a lawsuit against her for $50,000 trillion in the year 2019, oh yes, she will know who I am. Right? Just because I filed a lawsuit against Queen Elizabeth II for $50,000 trillion in the year of 2019 and filed lawsuit against Pope Francis against $50,000 trillion, each nation against each nation for $50,000 trillion, when they can carelessly create with fatal negligence, create COVID-19 plague and even provide scam. Don't you all think I will, in stylish way, all I have to do is, USA, please ask Pfizer to throw all the vaccination in the mouth of Queen Elizabeth. That's all. That is how the civil justice should be. Do you know what I mean? She's 95 or what crap is that lady? I mean, she's not even a lady. I would not even consider her as a woman. Human. She will get the disgraceful death, the cursed one. The cursed one. It'll be super fun. Either Queen Elizabeth will accuse Pope Francis or Pope Francis will slap on the face of Queen Elizabeth, and all the nation, the entire human kingdom, with their own eyes will see how they die in ashes. How they die in ashes. So the last part of the civil justice is, deadliest wild endangered species is Republica-Prostitute Pope Francis is COVID-19 plague. Is proved, and allowing venom plague to live free is a crime of US nation as of today. Is enough for US nations to be sealed and shut down. So, how many crime counts they created for me? Can you all see? So crime one first, the earlier session was what? Queen Elizabeth II created 5 counts of crime to me. Pope Elizabeth created 5 counts of crime to me. Then absolute monarchs means all the faces of Pope Francis created 5 counts of crime to me. So $5,000 trillion, $5,000 trillion, $5,000 trillion. Let USA government go mad. Let USA government go crazy. Let USA government curse me to death, wish me dead. So $5,000 trillion one time, $5,000 trillion twice, $5,000 trillion, $500,000 trillion thrice means, you all know, this moment USA is bankrupted nation, right? Because there is more medical compensation billing on the way. It's like laundry list. It's keep on going forever. For how long I've been educating? For more than 2 weeks, right? I mean, not more than 2 weeks. It's almost a month, more than a month. They should have thought twice, thrice, 4 times, or even infinite times before hurting me, before creating me poverty. They made a mistake. Pope Francis himself is a mistake. He should never been born in the earth at the first place. Queen Elizabeth itself is a mistake. She should never be born in the earth at the first place. And above all, for 100 long years allowed to live, those free means, oh gosh, there is no other crime. USA do not have any, lost the eligible apologies to the population on why on the earth at the first place are even allowed, bothered to allow these wild endangered species to live free. So, don't you all think when USA pays me $500,000 trillion once, $500,000 trillion twice, $500 trillion thrice, means 3 different billing. And there is more medical compensation billing I have to provide. Then USA government will be disciplined, isn't it? 500 years passed, nobody disciplined USA. Nobody disciplined USA. Why? President Trump should have thought twice, thrice, 4 times, infinite times, even before creating robocall to me. If he loves to create robocall, President Trump first should have created robocall to his family people and created poverty for his family members. Right? I don't want to go on explaining that. I'm so done with that crap. I say pay me $500,000 trillion once, $500,000 trillion twice. One side government will be paying. The other side Roman province Jesuits organization, the 10 states means 500,000 times 10 means out. Another fourth zero will be added to the 1,000. Right? That will be 500 followed by 4 zeros. That much $1 trillion the Roman province Jesuits organization must pay me as a standalone. USA government must pay me $500,000 trillion once, 500 like that. And then the lower hierarchy is what? I want President Trump to pay me only $5,000. That's all. And Brett Kavanaugh must pay only $5,000. Like that. Senate must pay $5,000. Citibank must pay my full debt and must also pay $5,000. Then with that discipline alone, even in the dream, they will know a fellow mankind is a God-created humans. They do not have any birthrights to hurt. Right? Nobody disciplined the nations the way I'm disciplining. That is why I am that I am. Right? Nobody in the entire justice team would have asked Queen Elizabeth to drink COVID-19 vaccination. It's a super shock. Must be the super shock only for Dr. Fauci, isn't it? Because he was the one who was marketing for the vaccinations, all that crap. So, I never asked Dr. Fauci to drink the vaccination itself as a ballot process because I could see some kind of innocence there. Right? So, crime 1 count, at fault and found guilty, Republica-Prostitute, absolute monarchs. Disability count 1. Created disability count 1, robocall poverty disability enforced on I Vethapriya PROSE in October 2018. So that's a proof. Above that Mitch McConnell, above that Brett Kavanaugh, above that President Trump, who enforced them to create the robocall poverty to me? Layer 1, Queen Elizabeth. Layer 2, Pope Francis. Layer 3, absolute monarchs. So 3 times of medical billing they have to pay. They all want proof, right? I'm providing the proof, that's all. Right in front of all the nations only I should get the civil justice. When a USA nation don't know what is justice, I will educate USA nation what is justice. When USA nation don't know what is humanity, I will step in and educate USA what is humanity. When men in USA don't know what is women, I will step in and educate what is women. My way. I will get civil justice my way only. Right? Because I'm done with all the kind of injustice being bombarded on me non-stop. One injustice, at least people can use their brain processing. What if injustice 1, injustice 2, injustice 3, injustice 4, inversions and variations and forms and avatars for years together, and people will not know how much disaster the people have to undergo through? Then I will step in. I will I will burn the injustice in ashes. And in front of nations and human eyes only, I will burn the injustice and ashes. That way, nobody, not even one civilian, even the abused civilian also, will be healed on that spot. You all know, right? The do-it-yourself project process mode. On that spot, there will be healing, divine healing. The backstabbers will never backstab. Family politics creators will never create family politics anymore. Healing on that spot. That is how the civil justice discipline should be. Right? Who are nations to, or these people to enforce poverty to me? Who are they? If they want to go and fool, they should have done that on the first level on their family people all the way. They should have created the poverty for their family members. If Queen Elizabeth loves to create poverty, she should have created the poverty for her own children, for her own family. That shows the ethical, how they are sexually immoral prostitutes after all. Right? But then the foolish people, they are only worshipping these sex offenders as a god. Can you all see how foolish people are, how pathetic each nation is worldwide in? That I have to step in immediately and discipline and guide all the nations rightful way. I will not even go and say stop worshipping Queen Elizabeth as God. I will say first pay $500,000 trillion for 500 years. Then after that provide an overview session, why on the earth, what is the scope, objective of worshipping Queen Elizabeth II prostitute as a god. Then provide a training session, why they have to hurt the fellow mankind. Then only they can even have the eligibility to hurt. Means that is how the civil justice should be. Meaning for 500 long years they cannot hurt anybody. 500 long years they cannot hurt anybody, then what will happen to their brain? The brain will become more wisest. Then at the end of the 500th year, what will happen? They will even forgot how to hurt fellow mankind. So can you all see how I do not need a federal prison, or I do not need a state prison to discipline abusive people? Just by seeing me alone, the abusive people will be healed. Right? That is how it should be, mankind. So that means even if I give a rifle on the hand of the fellow mankind will be only running on the wisdom base, will not even bother if I'm giving a rifle gun on his hand or not. Means a civilian should never know how to lift the rifle in his hand in his whole entire lifetime until coffin, beyond coffin. That is how a nation can be wisest nation. But what did Pope Francis do? He created a canon law. He created a rifle association. He handed over the war equipments, equivalent rifles to the civilians inside the nation itself to fight and kill with each other. He also gave those deadliest weapons to the hands of cops. A true cop, a true policeman, never needs a rifle. And you all understand why exactly cops and police worldwide have fallen down in knees before me wearing the uniform versus I never went to any police training. That is how the discipline should be. That's how the discipline should be. Yes, my dear fellow mankind. A little bit more about myself. My late grandpa is a cop. Presidential award cop. And another late grandpa worked in medical services. So both of them must be the happiest grandpas in the world right now, even after leaving the earth, right? Because I am the only one, excellent, Robocop, on the fly. I am an excellent supreme cop, the police in general, the excellent commissioner, right? Don't you all think so? A true cop never needs a rifle. No. The cleanest love is the sharpest tool that can burn any injustice on the spot in ashes. On the spot in ashes. But then, nobody is perfect. That means even my late grandpas were also must not be perfect only. But then it's all evolution process. And when I'm saying now, they will be smiling at me being the proudest granddaughter, right? Means evolution. A true cop never needs a rifle to discipline. So that is why all the police population worldwide, regardless of the gender, they have fallen down in knees before I am the supreme cop. I handcuff the true criminals, isn't it? How many cops were there? Okay, include my grandpas also. How many cops were there? They came in, they went out, they left, they died, they lived, living. Nobody went and handcuffed Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis and all the Islam leaders. Versus, I chased like a super cop, like a super, and yeah. People would only, when I was working and explaining all this crime, they were addressing me as a Wonder Woman, like the comic marvels, right? The characters, this, right? Superwoman, Catwoman, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. You all might have seen those comics in the televisions when you are growing up, right? I also watched those movies. This, like, they are the super people, the heroes who save the people from the evil. So, how many characters was created in different avatars and how many different movies was made out of that and made millions of dollars versus they saw all that Spider-Man, Superman, Batman, Catwoman in me. Just one woman, just one lady, just one human. So can you all see the superpower? So when I finished all the 7.9 billions of humans job, how many humans have to work on that, shed their blood and work on that labor? That much power I got because of the God-given strength, and I finished their job as well. That is what is called the supernatural power given by God, is the wisdom. So they created Disability Count 1, robocall poverty disability enforced on Vethapriya on October 2018. Then crime 2 is the count of at fault and found guilty, REPUBLICA-PROSTITUTE, absolute monarchs, created Disability Count 2, robocall finance disability enforced on Vethapriya on October 2018. Crime 3 is the count of at fault and found guilty, REPUBLICA-PROSTITUTE, absolute monarchs, created Disability Count 3, robocall finance debt disability enforced on Vethapriya PROSE. Then crime 4, count of at fault and found guilty, REPUBLICA-PROSTITUTE, absolute monarchs, created Disability Count 4 is enforced in unemployed disability to Vethapriya PROSE as of February 2021. Do you all know? I was the only first human to educate humans should never even go to work, be it men or women. It might sound weird, isn't it? It might make people to even think that I am really gone mad or crazy, something. Or because this lady is telling all the crap, she is to, like that, right? But that's the truth. In true Christianity, men and women should never go to work. Meaning it should be optional. And I educated everything why, how, exactly. So that means I'm a woman, right? I should not even be going to work. Got it? Now, that is just one part. Watch and see, the crime is more, my dear fellow mankind. There should never be any unemployment benefits organization at the first place. Now tell me, please keep your God-given hands on your heart and tell me, what is President Joe Biden going to say about that? And I'm still displaying, even after President Trump left the White House, I'm still displaying President Trump's innocence only. Right? Who should have educated USA government that there should never be any unemployment benefits organization? Is it you? No. Is it me? No. Is it God who created all the creations? No, it is never his job. All his job, God's job is can only create creations, that's all. Then the created creations must live happily, enjoying all the creations. That's all. It's good without saying anything. Okay? Is it a nation's, government's job? Absolutely. Right? Senate is saying they're the lawmakers. They should have educated that there should never be any unemployed organization. Can you all see why only one services of public services must be accusing me to death? Yes, my fellow mankind, it is none other than the one and only Department of Children and Family Services. Because they have this division called Unemployment Disability Benefit System. I have provided, you all got it, right? I worked for them. And I worked for, in a very complex business logic diagrams workflow. I have provided, I worked on those. They were, again, like any other workplace, they were totally shocked, being aware how I was able to display the complex processing. So I worked that 2 times. The first time when I was working, I displayed they never helped any homeless. Don't you all think it's a super fire slap on their face? They could not take it. It's a raw truth. They could not take it. It is a Republican organization everywhere. You take any public sectors, you take any private sectors, it comes under the umbrella of Republica. So Pope Francis only funds those organizations. So that means I displayed that for entire, that means 1935 only they started that organization. Once when I started work, I like to know about like that, for my general knowledge purpose. So 1935 only they started that Department of Welfare and Children and Family Services, and around 1946 or 45 when they started the Center for Disease Control and World Health Organization headquartered in USA. That's when they classified the domestic violence itself as a disability. Until then, the domestic violence was never considered under a disability, but then it became a scandal because Pope Francis has to live free, right? Queen Elizabeth has to live free. Because when domestic violence means, then there will be flag thrown at their face and they have to answer it. They do not want to answer it. They want to live free. So it became a scandal. So then if you see that patterns of abuse, the Holocaust and everything that happened only between the 1910 up until 1935-ish. right? Because I think by the time 1945-ish or before India got independence in 1947, I think Hitler died, right? And that too because Queen Elizabeth only killed. So we all know about that. But then, so when I displayed that homeless never got help, they got panic mode. One side they were happiest mode. See, higher officials and higher teams in the workplace will be always be happiest mode, because once when the scandal is displayed, then I'm saving $1 trillion for them. The nation will credit them for that, right? So one side they were happiest mode. The other side they have to answer the federal government, state government, because they're getting all the fundings for their services. And the federal services will ask, okay, from 1935 up until this much year in 20th century, how many homeless got help? Nobody, not even one. So this is only one state. How many states are there in the United States of America? 50 states. So multiply the dollars provided by federal government and state government, it all gone vain. Just like that, magically it gone. So they got panicked. Department of Welfare Services got panicked just because I displayed only one crime. They never helped homeless. That means they never helped homeless is one crime. They never helped refugees is second crime. They never helped orphans is third crime. They never helped anybody is the crime. So it skyrocketed. They just got mad. Not at me. Maybe, this lady is supervisor, she's displaying all the crimes just like that in a raw mode. Means they got panicked. But then, they all must be cursing on the whoever provided scandal. That moment, I never knew it is Pope Francis only funding them. Got it? So that is why when I was working in those workplace also, it's all God's timing, I would say. Okay, they loved my rock solid work ethics, okay, everywhere. But then you all know that whatever I had to handle with the pain, that's what I am, and my project got ended. Then they wanted me again few years after that. That means after I was working in this poverty-free earth work in the Facebook, right? During that time alone, they wanted me to, looking at my excellent skills, they wanted me to work for them again as a consultant only. So I went, I worked, I displayed. You are laughing, I know. This time, I said, Pope Francis is the scammer. They just could not take that truth as well, right? So if I say something else, then they could have handled it. They could not take it because it is Pope Francis who is funding their services. It is Queen Elizabeth who is serving their services. So, guarded why I got laid off. How many people were there in the Department of Welfare Services software teams? They all got the shock. Meaning, I finished everybody's job just by displaying this one error. Everybody's labor got vain, and their blood will be only boiling, right? That's normal. So that means social security benefits, social security disability benefits, everything wrong. Everything wrong. And then, okay, I got laid off, right? So this is another one life testimony, how I got laid off just because I displayed Pope Francis teams alone is a hell creator. Okay. Then when I was interacting with the justice teams of state of Wisconsin, I explained I filed the lawsuit against all the public sectors, right? Department of Health Services for $500 billion, Department of Children and Families for $500 billion, Department of Tax Revenue Agencies for $500 billion, Department of Justice for $500 billion means it's just only four. There is agriculture, there is hospitals, there is insurance, there is exports, imports. They could not take it. Why? They could not take it. $500 billion one, $500 billion twice, and I was asking only tax-free only, I must get all these things. That time, that moment, I provided a warning to the justice. Department of Health Services will just curse me into the death because all along their entire health insurance services is wrong, regardless of Medicaid, Medicare, private health insurance, whatever is wrong. And they have to answer, not to the national government, to the population. Why medical billing was costly, why medical drug is costly, why grocery is costly, why utilities is costly. I mean, they have to answer. And I displayed the scandal up front. And I am asking for them to pay $500 billion. That's a lot. Beyond shame, it's a lot for them. And I said they will only ask for out-of-court settlement only. No. I want them to pay $500 billion, no matter what. And you all got it, how that COVID-19 came into the picture of the first place. And now Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brins are handcuffed and kneel down mode in front of all nations. Department of Health Services is also handcuffed and kneel down mode only. Department of Welfare Services is also kneel down mode only. Right? I went on and to the patiently I was explaining. This is how the software logic should be. This is how the algorithm should have been written. These are the factors that needs to be considered. And when you all work on all these considerations, this is how the civil justice must be. There should never be, there is no need for a nation having criminal justice. Means the judge was like shivering. Because everything is raw truth, I'm saying. So when I'm saying the raw truth, correct is correct, wrong is wrong mode, people always mistakes me. Is she sarcastic? Is she talking sarcastic like that? But no, I'm talking the raw truth as a mode. Always people mistake me for whatever I'm saying. That I'm helpless mode on that end. So when I'm saying I'm having God's supernatural power, people wanted me to wear a costume to believe that. Then should I even have to bother to wear a costume? Is it a Halloween party? Are we in? No, right? Are we in a Halloween party to wear, people have to love to wear costume? That is fun part. That's a, people like to wear in a very healthy, I'm talking all about healthy standards only. They like to wear makeup, they like to wear costume, they like to make fun, have fun, right? But then I went to the extent and educated, should I even need to wear a costume for the civilians to believe me, who I am? Why? Why can't human with God-given eyes can see me, who I am? Why? What made that human eyes to be blinded eyes? I educated why humans having blinded eyes as well, right? So as a true civil doctor, I know, my dear fellow mankind, how to credit people, how to honor people, how to discipline in a rightful way, in a aligning with the parenting discipline. Only I will provide the discipline. Right? People should live free. They should know their own responsibilities and accountability, but should live free only. Never must be controlled out of fear. The respect or anything that comes out of fear of controlling mode is never a respect. It's never a honor. It's never a love. Right? Oh, if I'm not going to provide this, then, oh, if I'm not going to do this, then. No, that is coming out of a fear. That should not be the way the discipline should work. Right? Just educate, just guide them in a rightful direction. That is all is needed. Once when the civilian knows what is the wisdom ways is heaven ways, nobody, take it from me, my dear fellow man, can write it on your scalp. Nobody can change the people running in the wisdom ways. Because the people running in the wisdom pathways will be non-stop running only in the wisdom pathways. They will not even look left, right, back, turn back, nothing. That is excellent discipline. That is excellent discipline. I never went back on atheism population and asked them, hey, now do you believe in the God? Will you say God is there? No, that was not my job. I was just only educating the wisdom. I never even knew that much atheism population will start, 100% of the atheism population will start shouting, there is God. I never knew that. I was just only educating the wisdom and guiding the population in the rightful way, that's all. So you all got it, how people gathered in that classroom in the Facebook tool, which is the smallest tool after all. Right, where people use it for only conversing. Hi, how are you? Hi, I had this food, and can we meet for a family gathering? For a healthy conversing only, people are using. And yes, no doubt about it, people are using it for the unhealthy purpose, and I do not want to talk about that because they are innocent patients after all, right? We identified that. But then how God made me to use that simplest tool, that filthiest tool, to reach out to the population in a healthy way, how I became a postman, right? How I became a watchman. Can you see on a job level also there is a discrimination, right? Because based out of how much salary they will get, because of how their economic status, people will talk only in the stereotyping way, prejudiced way. Oh, are you a postman? Oh, are you a garbage collector? Oh, are you housekeeping? Are you a homemaker? Like that only. Oh, are you neurosurgeon? Oh my gosh. Can we take a selfie? Like that. But then when it's a construction worker or any other low income laborers, then they have a prejudice talk. But God made me in a different avatars. The people could relate me as them. When housekeeping people listens to my wisdom, they can relate me. When a postman, mailman, messenger, right? Watchman, protector, warrior, fighter, soldier, right? Military, army, navy, marine, navy seals, national leader, state leader. How many avatars? Just one lady, just one human. Supreme mom, supreme dad, supreme true friend, right? Supreme true guardian angel. Super cop. Super cop, super robocop means not even one nation have dynamic robocop yet, and I fill that job as well. Even before the job code being to be created, I myself became a robocop and I finished that job as well. So in job codes in all the Department of Work Division forces, no job code is left out. I finished everybody's job. Everybody's job. And because it was a media tool, right? Facebook is a media tool. It's an entertainment tool after all. It's a recreational tool, recreational public service tool. But people have to know the usage and accountability and responsibility to use. So I was using a very user-friendly layman way only. I became a comedian, and I love songs. So I was sharing songs. Healthy songs for education purpose, and why unhealthy songs also for education purpose only. Right? People should know when there are healthy songs, there should never be any unhealthy songs. So I displayed, see, everything is a crap, like that. When there are healthy movies, there should never be unhealthy movies. So see, everything is a crap. When there are healthy marriages types, there should never be any unhealthy marriages. See, everything is a crap, like that. Crap, like C-R-A-P, crap. Right? When there is never, when all the religion types are healthiest, there should never be any slavery, hatred, discrimination. So everything is a crap. Means, first time my wisdom education reached out to entire nations, entire human kingdom, same time. Because you know, the media, the news feed, it just gets posted everywhere, published everywhere. I became a postman. So that means I even finished the postman job also. Right? How many people are mocked just because they are postman, just because they are mailman, just because they are watchman. And I became those. And I said, I'm not ashamed. Right? I became a housekeeping when I'm providing the, cleaning up the entire planet Earth. And I displayed, this is how I clean. When I clean it. By the time I finished my task in spring of 2016, my brain was non-stop working on the task, right? So spring 2016, I realized I finished cleaning the whole planet Earth. Can you all go and measure the size of the planet Earth? Go measure it. Can you all go count how many dust is there in the earth? Go, please count it. I realized that I cleaned everything. Means what? I decoded all the puzzles, my dear fellow mankind. I never knew I will be the one who is going to decode everything. So that is why people got their shock on their life. I decoded the puzzle of ecosystem processing. I decoded why there is air pollution. I decoded why there is global warming. You name any issue, I displayed all these errors. This is why, this is why, this is why, this is why. And it's all because of Pope Francis. So even on the religion type, people got shocked, right? It's not easy. And I'm a true Christian. And I'm just standing up and educating. Quran is crap, Bhagavad Gita is crap. Means, tell me, they will only slap on the people when they say that. But the non-Christians, the population, they just fall down in knees before me when I said, Quran is a crap. Bhagavad Gita is a crap. That's the reason behind it. So you all keep working on it. Who am I? Why on the earth the Islam people and the Judaism, I already said, they were always saying, see, swastika, we don't like it, like that. I just slapped on the face of Judaism. Said, no, please be quiet. Please be quiet. I will provide the justice my way. Be quiet. Hold on tight. Don't use those things, because there is a deadliest crime that is going on. So the moment I slapped on entire Judaism population, they fall down in knees before me. They knew who I am. Because worldwide, my dear fellow mankind, it's a known track record. Everybody knows the telltale sign, right? They say, right, the first symptom to know the truth, right? They know only a true Israelite tribe, Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem alone have that kind of highest standard of wisdom. It is very difficult for anybody to understand the wisdom. They'll be just awe in of that overflowing wisdom. Means it will be overflowing. The wisdom will be overflowing. They'll just cannot understand why this much of wisdom is given to this like that. It's been a track record forever. And that alone created a lot of jealousy among the non-Israelites. Because, people will get annoyed, right? Oh, this people is very all-rounders. Means genius in everything. I would say able to understand everything complex, right? So that will create jealous. But it should not be that way. It should be rather a healthier way, right? When there is some person who is really wise enough to educate complex in simplest way, that should be a healthy environment among the people. But then in reality, it is foolish people. There again, that's a display of innocence only. When there is a jealousy created among the people looking at the true Israelite Christian Jew like I am, then there is an innocence. Right? That's an innocence. And they get that fear of losing their jobs. It's been there forever. All along the Babylonians only, even in their foolishness, they know the highest level of wisdom of true Israelite Christian Jew, and they will provide highest government jobs to them only, because they know that they can be a healthy minister to ministering the government processing in a healthy way. It's a known worldwide. So you all got it. Why being prosecuted is because only I am the true Israelite Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem. So that is a live proof that how the prosecution has been there forever. People who sat and wrote Holy Bible, that labor is a lot of labor, right? For a writer, for a journalist. Now tell me, by becoming a mailman, I also became a writer, which is never my job. So I have every job in my hand. I can be a housekeeper, I can be a watchman, I can be a driver, I can be a counselor, right? Wonderful counselor, a guide, a coach, a toughest coach, a teacher, a nurse, a doctor, a judge. This is how each civilian should be. I educated. Each civilian is that, just not me. So do not think me only that. You all are that only, my dear fellow mankind. This is what I educated. You all have diamond brains. You all have golden heart. This is what I educated. First time humans getting that kind of an education, in their entire human life cycle, be it in whatever generation they were, either elder, either retired, either younger age, either adult age, or middle age, or younger age, they were getting that raw mode of wisdom, first time they were realizing, is each civilian having golden heart, or each civilian having diamond brain? So they never got that kind of a highest level of wisdom, education. I only provided that. I said humans can never, ever, forever, never. It is impossible for fellow mankind to hurt fellow mankind. I educated that first time. Regardless of the genders. So people were wondering, thinking about my wisdom is indeed given by God. And this session also took 1 hour 20 minutes. So you all got it. 3 times of billing, medical claims billing, USA have to process. Each billing is damage is done to me, and the cost is $500,000 trillion. And for each billing, the Roman province justice organizations, there are 10 states. So multiply that $500,000 trillion means 500 comma followed by 4 zeros trillion dollars. Roman province Jesuits must pay me separate billing. So which nation is a bankrupted nation as in Holy Bible? It is United States of America. It's the wisdom. Right? COVID-19 is a scandal. I proved it. Entire doctors have fallen down in knees before me. Is enough, my dear fellow mankind. And Dr. Briggs and Dr. Fauci knew. Because when I filed a lawsuit in 2019, the justice teams should have sat with the US government and educated. So that's how when with extreme frustration they created this COVID-19 scam. That was all. But then it's all God's name to be glorified. You all got it, right? I'm still in the transition mode, means I'm not settled yet. That's the meaning of it. I have to be settled, right? Settle means what? Financial stable is one part of the settling part. I don't have to have any stress on that what I have to do with the monthly billing mode. Means if I have enough finance, then that is one part of the, okay, that has been taken care of. Now we can move on other things like that, right? But when nothing is happening, it's providing the chains on my legs and not allowing me to stand up from my crippled mode and allowing me to take a step forward and then start to learn to walk and move forward. Means that is how much of disability after disability they're creating to me, years passing, right? And age is also passing. That is wrong, don't you all think so? When I already educated an adult, standing up from the crippled mode and working on to take a right step, leg, keep forward and left, like that walking means it is a process. From crippled mode and learning to walk, it's a process. It's a lot of process. It goes by case basis. Even the physiotherapy and all the therapists who provide that kind of services for the people who underwent accidents in the car accident, it will take time. They will give some space for that, for a healing time. Nobody knows when that will be healed. But this crippling part I'm talking about is the emotional torture part that nobody can heal. Doctors will just back off, saying, they will not say it upfront. They cannot heal, because then the people will question, right? Are you a doctor, like that? So they have to have, they have to write up all the drug scraps, antidepressant, this, that, like that. So the scandal is on a very exponentially increased mode. I break down because of whenever I see, disability 1, disability 2 means I was living a happy life, right? I want to live a happy life. That's what every civilian will love to. Always, whoever knew me that I was always laughing like that. Okay? But then, they all will be, they cannot say it out loud in their hearts. They might be only definitely shedding tears though, because with whatever injustice being bombarded on me and I have to handle with that means, then that's a lot for me to handle, and I'm still handling it with God-given strength only. For me, I must get the civil justice. That is all. Just provide me the civil justice. Rightful, whatever that rightful belongs to me, give it back to me. Like that. Right? And the last part of the count 5 is they enforced career destroying disability to me. So I have to live with all the mocking, bullying, right? People, why can't you go and work? Right? That's what it's easy to say. And how many times I have to prepare for the interview. Interview is just not one cycle, it will be 1, 2, like that. It's a long process. So the people who are hiring, they should also know what the other people are also undergoing through, right? Then everywhere that humanity is being destroyed means that's wrong. So that needs to be fixed. That's all is my education. And because of all this created injustice bombarded on me, age factor, health issues, stress, etc., disability resulting from a normal aging process. That's a normal aging process. No matter what, people cannot prevent aging process. Yes, everybody will love that young age part of it, right? But then once when their age is their age, they cannot get back that young age, right? The energy, that whatever they lived through, the cherishable moment is gone. It's gone. We do not have that luxury, right? That remote control mode. That would be great if we have that in our own human operating system that's incorporated. Then people don't have to worry, even if they're getting hurt or injustice. Means all they have to use the remote control and go, rewind and then erase it and update it, and boom, it's be gone. But that's not how. We do not have that luxury. Robots have that luxury. We do not have that luxury as a human beings. We have to deal with it, handle with it, and die with it. I mean, that's a lot to handle for a civilian to handle. So we should be considerate about other people, that's all. And that humanity on a basic level got destroyed. Then, because of that, they created finance laws that accumulated because of disability types of injustice versions enforced on I, Vethapriya, PROSE as of February 2021. So, you all might be wondering why I ended up only with the $10,210.38 3 years, but October 2018, October 2019, October 2020, right? It is because with God-given wisdom, I never used that credit card for any expenses, because once when I came to know about that, whatever that, I do not wanted to make any purchases on that. Meaning, you all got it about how I love shopping, but how when a situation is enforced, how I work on providing healthy processing as well. This is a life proof. Versus my peers might have got, I have only one credit card, only one debit card. I have probably maybe 1 or 2 debit cards, but I just stopped using everything. Because when these kind of finance crisis is just popping up, those are the foundation level of boundaries that needs to be provided. Otherwise, we'll be out of track, thrown on the fire mode. Because the finance crisis, it will create a disaster. It will create a disaster. So they knew that just by removing 4,500 alone, because I'm unemployed, I'm not getting job, I'll be thrown in that poverty mode. 3 years passed. And whatever that rightful job belongs to me is stolen. My identity got stripped off. True identity got stripped off. I was thrown with the stones of shame only, right? It's almost like Facebook, by disabling me, threw acid on my face. When Facebook became $1 trillion giant because of my hard labor, without any consideration of humanity, threw acid on my face. Right? With this robocall provided, AT&T threw acid on my face when I was only helping AT&T in healthy processing. Walmart threw acid on my face when I was educating how Walmart can provide extended medical clinic, urgent clinic there, so that way the real waiting time can be reduced in the hospitals and clinics and urgent clinics, and also affordable pricing can be provided. I only was educating wisdom for Walmart, which they're working on it right now. You all know, right? How they are providing emergency vaccination. That's a start. After that many long years, they came to know about my wisdom. Amazon threw acid on my face when Amazon itself became giant because of me only. Until I educated, Amazon was just a regular online retail. It was a very basic retail only. Everybody knew Amazon was existing, but that's all. Right? It threw acid on me. Same thing for Microsoft, Google, Apple, Hawaii. Because why they threw acid on me? You all tell me now. Why? Jealous, right? Then jealous creates what? Jealous is resulting from what? Do you all know? Jealous is a disability, right? It creates out of insecurity and fear. Fear is the cause of all the diseases, my dear fellow mankind. And that should be healthy fear. Healthy fear is what? Fear only God, nobody else. That is healthy fear, right? So fear, unhealthy fear creates anger. Do you all know that anger is created by unhealthy fear? I educated that. Nobody, not even one single doctor educated that. Doctors all got slapped on their face. And it is because of me only telemedicine also they were started to work. In that classroom, a lot of medical professionals were also there in that classroom when I was educating. Neuroscience, agriculture, everybody. So they realized the importance of telemedicine, meaning how doctors can even step into the software world and use the science and technology and can provide means. I provided that also, and they threw acid on my face. Justice teams and the police servicing and FBI, they all were getting the rightful guidance because they are also there in that classroom, right? They threw acid on my face. Throwing acid on the face of a civilian once, it is at least okay for a brain to process. But how many acid thrown on my face in an injustice way? When I was only helping everybody in the wisdom ways. Nobody knew it is me. Today they will know. They all will be shedding tears. From Walmart to Amazon to US Bank to Costco to Citibank. Everybody will be shedding tears of shame. And this YouTube television channel will be credited by USA. Like how USA credited Facebook. This YouTube TV channel, I opened it, right? USA will credit it. They will get riches because of my YouTube channel only. The patterns of how Republicans work is I proved, right? They will get all the labor from the wisest people and then they'll throw the acid on the face. Hewlett-Packard threw acid on my face, isn't it? Associated Bank threw acid on my face. Department of Welfare Services, they threw acid on my face. Right? Don't you all think I should live? Don't you all think I should live? Department of Justice teams threw acid on my face when I was only educating wisdom, nothing else. Because they want to make money, isn't it? And I was only a PROSE, a freelancer, true civil lawyer. So that two female lawyers, Ruth Westmont, the prostitute, threw acid on my face. Right? And proved that how evil that lawyer Ruth Westmont can be by her actions, right? And that Jennifer Brinkley, the female only, They are all humans only, no monsters. But I was only educating wisdom. They just threw acid on my face. Then there is that commissioner, Ben Schulenberg, threw acid on my face when I was only educating wisdom. Female cop of state of Wisconsin threw acid on my face when I was only educating wisdom. When I was walking on the roads of the, to that court place, I already said I was wearing sunglasses, and the homeless people were just watching me walking every single day. They never knew what pain I was undergoing through. But every single day they were watching me. I was wearing the sunglasses. So even for when I have to say the scars, when I have to say the acid on me, means people have to know literal scars, literal acid on my face. So people don't, only wisest people can understand, right? When I'm talking about the scars, when I'm talking about how people threw acid on my face, then there is a little bit of wisdom that needs to be understood on that part. I was only educating wisdom, my dear fellow mankind. It hurts, right? It even pushes me to the edge. But then, even after pushing me to the edge, I am that I am. That's all. Because wherever I worked, I proved my rock solid work ethics. So that means you all know. You all can spit on me, you can throw acid on me. I will just allow you all to live free only. That is why people who wants to hurt me will take my clean heart for granted. Meaning they know, okay, let's go hurt Vethapriya. She will allow the abusive people to free only. Like that. But same abusive people, they will not even bother to hurt the same level of people who are very shrewd, right? Can you get it? They will not even bother to hurt those people because they know they will get it back on that spot. So yes, people hurt me because of my clean love, and so it hurts me, right? But even if I'm pushed to edge, I am that I am. This is what I am. I'm comfortable who I am. I'm thankful for how God created me. I'm happiest about that. So even if you're going to push me to the edge, sorry, my fellow mankind, I am that I am. I will even, you all can throw me on the cliff, from the cliff, but still I am that I am only. Right? I am that I am, always. Regardless. What would you all have done if acids are thrown on your face or scars are created on your face? Will you love it? What would you all have done? Work on that task. Probably my testimony can even help you out, right? Because it is God who always provides that strength to handle it. It is a difficult task, right? When you're in an injustice way, the acid is thrown on your face, then you have to live with it, deal with it, means it is very toughest for civilians to handle. But I'm living with God-given strength, that's all. All I'm asking is just provide me civil justice. And I'm using the YouTube channel for that, that's all. So age factor, health issues, and stress, etc., disability resulting from normal aging process is one. Then the stress created from these kind of injustices is another level of stress, right? And then finance loss accumulated because of disability types injustice versions enforced on as of today. Then I, Vethapriya, PROSE, want Republica-Prostitute Queen Elizabeth II and at fault found guilty with 5 crimes of counts, and the Pope Francis and the absolute monarchs to pay $500,000 trillion each direct deposit to my bank account, and USA government should get back Kohinoor dime crown that rightful belongs to me, and absolute monarchs must be dissolved in next 1 second. Is civil justice served to I, Vethapriya, PROSE. Okay, and this session also went long, 1 hour 42 minutes. Thank you all for your time. Take care. Bye for now.